to the first day of our digital literacy class developed and facilitated by RSC International, Restore a Sense of I Can. GAMA Learning Institute is a premier provider of specialized business and managerial training in St. Lucia and the Eastern Caribbean. Our aim is training you today for tomorrow's opportunities. We are ecstatic to partner with RSC International and Mr. Raj and Susan Ramdas under their mandate, effecting change through education and technology. Over the past years, RSC has been providing IT training for young people of the Caribbean with an emphasis on women, equipping them with the necessary skills to compete in the global market. At this time, I am honored to introduce Sugan Ramdas, who will introduce our facilitators and tell us more about the program. Thank you.
Hi, good evening, everyone. Well, let me welcome you all once more, and thank you, Angelina. For those of you who are familiar with RSC, we are a non-profit organization. Even though we are based in Trinidad, we have activities throughout the Caribbean. Now, our focus is not only virtual tech camps. This is just one of our focuses, but we focus on so many other areas. Those of you who would have seen the video at the beginning, you would see that we focus on e-waste and so many other things. We do tech, which face-to-face technology roadshows, face-to-face training, so many other things our focus is. But as we proceed along the different classes, we'll be introducing you to some of the other things that we do. Today is the beginning, the first session of our 10-session camp, virtual camp, that focuses on the basics of computer literacy. And these sessions are going to be fun and interactive. We are going to take it slow. If those of you who are novice in the field of technology, feel free if you are facing any kind of technology problems or you have any challenges. We do have tech support in the room as well. Tech support is, we have Surin and we also have Shastri, who are tech support, and they would be always willing to help if you have any challenges. So all you have to do is put a message on, and they will be there to help you. But let me not take too much of your time and introduce you to the facilitator for today's class, and that's no other than Priya Ramsamud. So here's Priya.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. Good evening for whatever part of the Caribbean island you're from. I hope you guys are excited to get started as I am. I know Ms. Ramdas mentioned even if you are a novice in the field of IT, you need not worry because everything that we are going to learn in these 10 sessions, we are literally going to be holding your hand and helping you along the way. All right, that's what we are here for. That's what our RSC Tech team is here for. If you have any questions at all, you can feel free to reach out to us. We will open up the WhatsApp chat so that participants could send messages and stuff like that. Feel free to, voice your opinions. If you ask for assistance, we're here to help. We help as best as we can, as much as we can, most of the time, right? Because if you message 11 o'clock in the night, chances are we're not waking, right? Just saying. Anyways, let me not talk too much. Let me get into these 10 sessions that are going to be so much fun and so interactive. Now, there's just a few things before we get started on today's sessions that I just want to mention about. The first thing is, because these are 10 sessions, 10 camp activities that we are going to be doing, in order to receive a certificate at the end, we would need you to have at least 80% attendance in the camp. All right. And in order to track that, what we do and what we use are your names from the participant list on Zoom. So one of the first steps that we are going to take is renaming yourselves on this Zoom participant list. All right. So I'm not quite sure how many of you are familiar with doing that. If you're not and you're using a laptop, and you need to rename yourself, you're going to click on the participant option, which is at the bottom of your screen, right? You shall see participant there. You're going to click on that, and that's going to open a window either in front of your screen or at the side panel attached to your Zoom window. All right, you're going to look at the very first name that comes up there, and that will be yours. So when you hover over your name, you're going to see 3 dots, and one of the option is rename. All right, so that's the first thing that I want everybody to do. I want you guys to put in your corrected name, the full name that you used when you were signing up to do this course. That is how we are going to track your attendance. That's how we're going to make sure that you get a certificate with your corrected spelling of your name as well at the end of this course. All right, now if you're using a mobile device or a tablet device, it's going to be a little bit different for you because the interface is different, obviously. But we're going to use almost the same steps. We're going to, or if you're using a mobile phone or a tablet, at the bottom of your screen, you're also going to see participants. You're going to tap on that. And the first name at the top is also going to be your name. You're going to tap on your name, and you should see the option there to rename. All right, so I'm just going to give everybody just a couple minutes to do that. And I'm just going to, quickly scroll through the participant list, and I see most persons have already renamed yourself. So very, very good. I give you a round of applause because this just proves, well, how simple it is. And we walked through the process with you and you were successful. It wasn't that hard, right? Yeah? No? And again, and the
Yeah.
responses.
No, it
Yeah,
wasn't.
it
No,
wasn't
it
hard.
wasn't hard.
Right.
Oh, it wasn't
Awesome.
hard.
Great, great. Right. So I like to hear people talking back to me when we in these kind of sessions, so I don't feel like I'm talking to myself all the time. Yeah. So you can feel free to unmute, feel free to voice your opinions along with me. You could utilize the raise hand option if you'd like, anything like that. Right? If I'm moving too fast, if the Trini accent is getting lost in translation, feel free to stop me and say, Priya, I didn't understand. I didn't quite get what you just now say. Could you repeat? Right? That's no problem, right? Yeah, we can utilize the chat as well. I see some persons in the chat sending messages. They are great. I really, really do love that. All right, so I'm gonna just keep that on the side for me. All right, so that just covered one thing. That's the renaming of yourselves, right? I mentioned the 80% attendance to get the certificate. Nice. We have been utilizing this WhatsApp chat, to get the Zoom link onto you, but there's something else that we use as well, and I was waiting until we actually start today to share this information here with you. And this is what we call the RSC portal. Now, just for today, I do have quite a little bit more information to share, but just for today, I just want you all to get onto that platform and register. So I am going to share a link on the Zoom chat, right? So it's there in the Zoom chat. Now, before you click on the link, here's one thing you gotta understand, right? Persons who are using a phone or a tablet, as soon as you click any link, it takes you out of Zoom, so you may not be able to hear me anymore. And it takes you straight into whatever link that you clicked on. So before we click on that link, I want you guys to listen to me just really, really quickly, right? As soon as you
Could you
open
send
up,
it to the emails so that I could do it on my laptop and have my phone on at the same time?
okay, I would not be able to send it right now at this very moment on your email. I could send that out afterwards if that's no problem.
Sure, thanks.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
All right, yeah. So as soon as you're gonna click on this link, it's gonna take you to a registration page. All right, and that's where you're gonna put in the email, create a password, enter your name, and a little bit more information about you. This is very important that we do this in like the next 3 minutes. Yeah, so I want you guys to go ahead now on the Zoom chat and click on that link and let's get registered on that particular app.
Excuse me, Priya.
Hi.
I should be able to do this from my phone,
Yes,
my
you would
handset.
be able to do it on your
Okay,
phone as well. Yeah.
thanks. Thank you. Have you sent the link?
Yes, the link is there on the chat. I will just repaste it. Yeah.
So all I have to do is just tap on the link.
Tap on the link and it will take you to the web portal to register.
Okay. And I will come back automatically to the class
No, you will have to exit and come back
and
to the
come
Zoom.
back.
Yes,
Thank you.
you're welcome. All right, and just as we finish with this, I'm just gonna mention about 2 more things and we're gonna go straight into today's lesson because I know that's what we're here today for. All right.
So what we have to do, go ahead and do the registration now
Yes.
and then come back to you.
Yes, please.
Okay.
All right. Now, if you're having any issues, we have tech support who will be able to help as well.
I think I click out. I think. Sorry, Priya. I was going to ask a question. I think I click out, but I'll go
No
back
problem.
in.
No
So
problem.
I can put any password for the.
Yes. Don't tell
Right.
me your
That's what
password,
I.
eh?
No. That's what I wanted to know.
Yes, you
I
can
just
put any
wanted to
password.
know. Right.
Yes. But make sure that you remember your email and your password that you're using to sign up because we're gonna need that information later on. Not me. You are going to need that information later on as the classes progress.
Okay. All right.
Right?
No problem.
All right.
So we have to create a new
You don't
oh,
have to create a new email,
okay.
no.
All right.
Yeah. You could use your current email. Yeah?
Yeah, but I can not use the same password, right? I can use
Yeah,
another password, right? Because
yeah.
I usually sign in on from my phone, that kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
all right.
Okay, so I'm seeing some persons saying they're having a little bit difficulties. We're going to paste that link back here. Right? Somebody's asking for name of organization. That is not a required field. If you do not have anything that you could put in that field, Sandra Hazel, I'm seeing. If you don't have anything that you could put in that field, you could leave it blank. That's fine. Yeah. If you're not in school, you don't need to fill that out. You don't need to worry about that. All right. And once you have gotten that, or at least once most of you have gotten that, let me know when I could just move on to the next topics. I really don't want to spend too much time without having done any.
So it's signing in or registering?
You're gonna be registering.
Registering, right?
Yeah.
Is the password the one that you gave us, or we have to create our own password?
No, you have to create your own password. Yeah. Create your own password. All right, so I'm just going to leave it about a minute again, and anything after that, any issues after that, we'll come back to almost the end of the class. We could deal with any of those questions. The level, you could leave that out if that doesn't apply to you. Or actually, it's level 1 camp. Yeah, if you've done previous camps with us, this is where this information is handy, but level 1 camp for now is fine. All right.
I am at loss. I'm not getting the link.
That's okay. Valerina, I think if I'm not saying your name wrong. We'll come back to it at the end of the class. Yeah? No problem. All right. So I'm guessing most people should be done. Yeah? All right. So as we go along for the rest of these sessions, the rest of the 9 sessions that we'll have remaining, I will be talking a little bit about something that's called carbon neutralization. Big words, don't worry too much about it. Yeah, it's essentially we wanting to offset our carbon footprint because we are dealing with technology and all the devices, and we are some way, form, fashion kind of damaging the earth because of all these emissions and kind sorts of things. So as a way to combat that, we have a tree planting initiative. We call it the carbon neutralization. I'll talk a little bit about that probably next week. There's something about an e-portfolio. Don't worry too much about it. It sounds a lot, but it's not really a lot at all. All right. And the most important one that I want to share is that we have this thing that's called a notice board. I'm actually going to share this particular link
Before you
at the
go
end.
on, excuse me, before you
Hi.
go on, at the end of the register, it says the country, position, and the level. What level? What do you mean by level?
You could just put level 1 camp,
Okay,
yeah,
thank
and
you.
register. Yeah.
Thanks.
All
I
right.
put the organization GAMA. Is that fine?
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, so at the end of this session, I will share one more link with you. That will be your safe haven link. That will be your link that you will come back to for any information whatsoever regarding this GAMA course. All the information will be posted there. Now, I hope everybody is back so we can get started with our actual first session today, which is going to be talking about simulations.
Question
Yeah?
here before you go on. The password was showing. That's all right? Password was showing.
While you were signing up, it was shown?
Yeah.
Once nobody else saw it, you're all good.
All right.
Right?
You know, normally you would come in the stars. They didn't do that.
No problem. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. All right. So our topic today is all about simulations. Does anybody know what simulation is? What is a simulation? Anybody hear the word before? Have a kind of idea of what it might be talking about?
Good.
Anybody?
I want to attempt a simulation is like, for example, if you're going into space, you will go into a model of a spacecraft and do the training, something like that, or a training exercise.
Yeah.
So,
You're along the
yeah.
correct lines. Well done. Thank you. Anybody else?
A simulation is something like a computer model.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. It can either be used there's gaming simulations, there's simulations for studying and stuff like that.
Awesome. Very,
Does
very
it have to
good.
do with?
It's
Does
an
it have to do with
Excuse me?
They don't have St. Martin on your country, so what do we put?
Oh, okay. 1 second.
They have Netherlands. They have Netherlands, but we are not part of the Netherlands. So what do we put?
The Netherlands, so.
Okay. So that is not a required field right now.
Okay.
We could always edit that out afterwards. So, or it is a required field. 1 second. All right, so let's leave that out for the while. For those of you from that country, we will add that in afterwards, and I could tell you when you could go ahead and sign up on that portal if that is fine. Yeah, we will add it afterwards, and I'll tell you when we could go ahead and sign up on the portal. The option will be there for you. That's fine, right?
It is.
Yeah? Okay, great.
Yes.
All right, so I'm seeing Sheila sent a message in the chat, a real life activity in preparation for something real. Yeah, that
An
is
opportunity to learn and experiment.
And explore without the risk of the real world.
Yep. Everybody's seeing my screen. 1 sec.
Yes.
See my share screen, right? Awesome. Right. So the world of simulations. I'm just gonna take my camera off so you could focus more on the presentation. Right. So we're gonna be talking about what is a simulation, why we use it, how is it important, We'll be doing a few activities as well, and you all will be getting some hands-on experience on this topic. All right, so these are just some stuff that we're going to do. And the question I asked before, what is simulations? As most of you mentioned before, a simulation is a model that mimics the operation of an existing or proposed systems. In more simple words, simulations are like a creation of a virtual or a computerized model that imitates or replicates a real life situation, scenario, or process. So they are used to understand how things work, predict outcomes, test different scenarios without actually performing them in the physical world. So like somebody mentioned the example of going to space without even going to space, right? Training to go into space without being in space. Yeah? Simulations provide dynamic and interactive learning environments that actually enhance the educational experience in the various fields, right? So does everybody understand what I'm talking about? Simulations, yeah? Anybody
Yes.
know of any simulations, or have an example of a simulation that you know about?
Like on the
Um,
VR headset,
A
the one
headset
you
like
use on,
the
yeah,
VR
yeah,
worlds. Okay, yeah.
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 Sometimes there are tsunami simulations.
Right, that could
Um,
predict the amount of damage that will be done to a coastline or
right,
to an
and have
area where people live.
persons actually act as if, you know, there was a real tsunami coming and what
Right.
they would do.
Very good, very good. I'm seeing somebody, Vicky, in the chat. When training to be a pilot, yeah, there are a lot of airplane simulations, right? And one of the things that we're going to be talking about is radio garden. This is just our very first activity. And I'm actually going to quickly share a really nice overview of radio garden. So just bear with me 1 second. Let me get this up. We're going to look at a video and then I'm going to share a link to the actual activity. for radio.
Priya, could you briefly put this previous screen that you had, please? Just for 2 seconds. Something I missed out on. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, we have access to the point after, like on the
Pardon?
notice board.
Yes, you would have access to all of this after. So no need to worry. All right. Just give me 1 sec. This seems to be giving a little bit of trouble. All right, so the first activity that we're going to be exploring is radio garden. All right, so our first simulation we're going to look at, and Mr. Ramdas mentioned radio garden. And I know he said as before my time, but I know some of us on here, we still know what a radio is. We still listen to radio. How many of us do? Yeah, right. See, I know. All right. So a radio is a very integral part of, how we used to listen, how we get news. Now we have, all the social media. Let me not read, right? So we have Radio Garden. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send the link in the chat one time, right? So you'll have access to the link, and I'm actually going to start sharing my screen. All right. So today, we're going to do Radio Garden, and it's a simulation where you could listen to any radio station
in the world. Not in Trinidad, not in Tobago, not just in Grenada or St. Vincent, in the world. So we could be here right now in this class, all right? And as I could see on my screen, I'm coming on to Trinidad and you're hearing the music, right? So let me just slow this volume just a little bit, right? So just have some background music, right? So this is the interface of Radio Garden. Everybody's seeing my screen, right? Yeah? Nice, great. So, as you can see, it has a globe at the center of the screen and you could click and drag and move it along, right? You can move it all around the world. I think there's a zoom option. Let me just, yeah, there's a zoom bar at the right-hand side, so you could actually zoom out and see the entire globe, right? Everybody seeing, right? Now, all these little green icons that you're seeing on the map, it's actually the different radio stations within a country. And on the right-hand side, you'll actually see what part of the country that is, or what part of the world you're in, whether we're in Paraguay, right? Or whether once it locks onto a station, whether we're in Colombia, right? And you know, you can listen to different types of music, different languages. You guys hearing it, right? Nice, great. So this is Radio Garden, right? So it whatever language you're interested in, or let's just say we're gonna take a trip. We're gonna take a trip to a different country, and we want to know just get a feel of what the kind of music they listen to, or what kind of language they speak. What's the best? What's another way that we could learn other than, you know, just going onto a radio station in that particular country? That's really cool. This is really cool, not so? Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Right. So, we were in Trinidad. So let me find back Trinidad. Right. And I know we have a lot of really nice local music in Trinidad. Let me see. So to get just to play any particular radio station, all you need to do is click on the green icons and you will see it loading on the side. You have a volume button, you have a play and stop button, you have a browse option where you could, you know, go through the different options and browse for anything in particular. Right? So now I'd like to give you guys the opportunity to go and explore Radio Garden. And we're going to take probably about 2 to 3 minutes, right? And we're going to travel all over the world via this Radio Garden website, and we're going to explore the different radio stations in the world. Yeah, so you could put on the chat, like if you're listening to a radio station in Turkey, let's know in the chat where you're listening to music from. So
sorry, good afternoon. Radio Garden is an app that I use a lot because I have it on my phone. So if some people don't have it on their phone, they won't be able to use it. So they have to download it on their phone.
Well,
right?
not really, not necessarily, because it can also work as a website link.
No, not necessarily. As long as you click on it, it will automatically take you to your country first. Then you can go to others.
I clicked on it on the chat and it opened up for me.
Yeah.
Awesome. So try listening, try visiting a different country, try exploring their types of music, and come back and tell me what country did you visit, what kind of music they listen to, or share your experience with Radio Garden itself.
How long should we take, Priya?
Probably like 2 minutes.
2 minutes? Okay.
Yeah. This was really, really fun for me the first time I experienced it. My mind was blown, to say the least. It was phenomenal.
Where did the map go?
Sorry?
Where did the map go?
Where did I go?
I'm not saying
the map.
The
Okay,
map.
okay.
The map.
I'm not sure. You could try scrolling, zooming, pinching. If you're using a phone, you could pinch and expand. You might be able to zoom in and out. Yeah.
I'm using
So
a
I'm
tablet.
seeing
I'm done.
so quite a few persons have already um been to some really interesting countries, New Zealand, Croatia,
Santo Domingo.
Santo Domingo. Nice. Awesome. This is I am really, really amazed. Okay. Anybody else? Venezuela. Nice. Cuba, Haiti, Puerto Rico, Argentina, Tahiti, Miami, Russia. Awesome. So
I went to Mexico,
Mexico.
Puerto Rico. It was nice.
Awesome.
Went to Sri Lanka.
Sri Lanka. Nice. Canada, Australia, Guadeloupe. All right. So it seems like
I
everybody
went to
has
I was
Colombia.
in Grenada and
Excuse.
Venezuela.
It was in Hispaniola.
Can you send me the map, please?
Sorry, I didn't quite catch that.
How do I move around the map?
Just tap on the green dots.
Yeah, but how do I don't know. I just keep going to the US or to the Caribbean. Like I don't know how to go past there.
Are you using a phone or a computer?
No, a laptop.
A laptop. Okay, so at the bottom right-hand side, there's plus and minus buttons to actually zoom in and zoom out. So try that, and then click and drag across the globe. You should be able to be spinning the globe.
I was in Ukraine and Croatia.
Ukraine and Croatia. Very, very nice.
I went to Orlando, Florida.
Very nice. All right. So now the most amazing thing that I find about Radio Garden is that these radio stations are taking are really happening now in real time, right? If you are in that particular country, it will be the same thing that you're hearing on your radio station right now. Right? So that's like a live station that's there, and it's really, really amazing. Right? So Radio Garden actually allows users to listen to any radio station in the world. And what better way to get an idea of what kind of music a particular country listen to, or what language they speak, rather than by just by listening to the radio. All right? So that's pretty amazing. I'm just gonna reshare my screen real quick. Yeah. All right. So why do we use simulations, right? We use simulations for experimental learning, and experimental learning, by actually participating in a simulated environment, we can gain practical knowledge, develop critical thinking skills, apply theoretical concepts, right? It's risk-free experimentation, right? As it provides a safe environment for everyone to experiment, make mistakes without real-world consequences. All right, so apart from Radio Garden, there's a whole bunch of other simulations as well. For example, there's some chemistry simulations that, you're mixing with it on the computer, on the phone. You're mixing different chemicals together, but you're not actually getting, if you make a mistake, it's not a real time explosion that's happening if you make a mistake or anything spills or anything like that. So it's really very, very safe, right? It's cost effective because most of these things are free and they are online, right? And actual training on these kind of things can be pretty expensive, let's be honest. Dangerous, even time consuming. But with a simulation like this, it actually is pretty easy to get the average person access to things like this. Yeah? It's also preparation for personal careers. Now, I know somebody mentioned plane simulation, you know, that's a really nice way to have a foot in the door to actually being able to fly a plane. Yeah, really, really amazing. Now, the next simulation, as I spoke about physics, is the electricity simulation, right? I'm actually going to play another video for the electricity simulation. This video was done by one of our RSC tech support, Amrit, right? So I'm just going to share my screen and we're going to look at this electricity simulation.
Okay guys, guess what? Time to start building our own circuits, right? So you guys should have access to this simulation by now. If not, please check in the chat and you'll see a link to go to it, right? So when you get the link, just click on it and simply go into intro. You'll end up over here. So now that we are over here, I'll give you guys a brief overview of the interface. To your left hand side, there's all your electrical components which you'll need to build your circuits, right? You can shift through them with either the arrows, shift down, shift up, or you can use the three dots to the side. To the right hand side, there's your voltage meter, your amp meter, and also let's put a battery over here. The icons to change to the symbols or to change back to normal view, right? You can simply also just click on the voltage meter and drag them back in their positions. Also, when you click on things like the battery, you can change the voltage and stuff. And if you notice the yellow bin icon, you can simply delete them to clear your screen. Or if you don't want to like delete individual stuff, you have a bunch of stuff to delete, you can simply click to the bottom right hand side of the screen. You'll see an orange icon. You can clear the screen. And when you're building your circuits and you want to detach a piece, you can simply click where it's connected and you'll see a scissors icon. Click on it and it will detach. That should be everything you need to know about the interface. So let's start building. Okay, so let's start building a simple circuit. We'll need a battery, wire, bulb, and a switch. We'll be using more wire than this, but for now we'll start with one. Right, so I'll place my battery over there. I'll place my wire over here, get some more wire, place another piece on this side, and then I'll bring this guy down here, place him, turn my bulb a little bit, nice, and let's keep turning, alright, over there, right, and I'll connect my switch over here, nice, I'll take some more wire, drop it over here, bring it on like this. Right. Now when you're building your circuit, please make sure your wires are almost to 90 degrees, right? And make sure your circuit is built neat. Right, so let's put on the switch and see what happens. It lights. As you can see, the electrons are flowing through the circuit, right? So it's a complete simple circuit. Alright, so let's take it off. So you guys take about 3 minutes and build this for
How
me.
do we,
In 3 minutes, I'll
how
be
do
back.
we,
The link
how
is in
do
the
we
chat.
turn on the lights?
Please get the link from the chat. And if you're having any problems, please put your questions in the chat. We will help you. Right? So good luck.
All right, so that was our electricity simulation. We have the link in the chat. You could probably take 2 to 3 minutes to interact with that. We do have about 2 more fun simulations that I really want to get to before the end of the class. So have fun experimenting, ask questions. If you need assistance, feel free to come back into the Zoom meeting and request help. Yeah? All right. So in the meantime, somebody's saying that they're not seeing the link. Okay, so I'm just gonna copy this back and share it. Oh, I see Soren did it already. Thanks, Soren. All right, so that was just 2 simulations that we did already. One was Radio Garden in one particular field of study, right? We did electricity simulation, which is in a different field, right? Somebody's saying need help, or somebody's saying I'm getting fire on your battery. Right. No lights. Okay, so you gotta make sure that you have a switch. And what else did Amrit say that we need to have to light our battery? A switch, a bulb, some wires. That's all you really need to have your battery. So what I can do, I'm just gonna share back my screen really quickly. You could, no, then that will give some persons issues. Scratch that. We'll not do that. But yeah, that's fine. That's fine. You're getting fire on your battery, but that's fine because you're learning without actually physically causing fire to your battery. All right, so just gotta make sure that all your points are connected correctly, especially if you're using the bulb. There are 2 points, 2 different points in the bulb. You gotta make sure that your wires are connected to those 2 different
Prayer, I think I'm not getting through lost.
You're not getting through. Where are you at right now?
Let me put back on the screen.
That's okay. That's okay if you're not getting through. That's fine. All this information that I'm sharing with you all today will be made available to you. The recording, the individual videos, all the links to the different simulations. All of this will be in one centralized place so that you don't have to worry too much about if you're not getting through today. We can always try it before next week, Monday.
Thank you, because I am lost.
That's no problem. That's no problem. We will make the replay available to you. So I see most of you pretty much got through. So let me just move quickly along. I know time is against me. That's totally my fault. All right, so let's move on to talk a little bit about we did electricity simulation. Actually, we're gonna skip this one and let's talk about some real world example of simulations. So I know somebody mentioned before the tsunami, I think it was a tsunami simulation, that could actually help determine how it would affect coasts, how it would affect persons living in a particular area, that kind of thing. There was during the COVID-19 pandemic, there was also a simulation that agency like the World Health Organization and PAHO used to help predict the spread of the virus, right? In the meteorology world, which is like the weather systems and stuff like that, simulations are actually used to predict not only the impact of sport, but hurricanes. Somebody said that they're not hearing. Anybody else getting problem not hearing me?
We can hear you.
Okay, cool. No problem.
Yeah,
Right.
we can
So
hear.
yeah, so use that to help predict storms and hurricanes, even on our Caribbean islands. Climate change as well. They use the simulations to determine where will be most affected by climate change, temperature, the rise in temperature, the rise in sea levels, that kind of thing. Even on the coral bleaching on our reefs across the Caribbean, that's a major issue right now. Engineering simulations used to determine stress and the load demands on structures like bridges and that kind of thing. really, really, it's being used here in the world, apart from me just showing you guys all the little tips. Now, there's this very nice, very fun, one more simulation that I will love to share with you all, and that is a simulation of space. Now, this is by far the most interesting one that I've come across personally for me. I'm not sure how would you feel about this one, but this one blew my mind just as much as Radio Garden. Now, the teacher for this particular episode, not episode, sorry, simulation, it's one of our other tech support, Swasti, right? So I'm just gonna click and share my screen really, really quickly and get this up.
Now, how many of y'all are interested in the galaxy and the universe? By a show of hands. All right, great. So this simulation takes us a very far away place, and it's known as the universe. So let me start sharing my screen. I'm not sure if anyone can put it in the chat for me. Now, this here is our space, and we all know that many of us would rather just stay at home and observe space from the comfort of our rooms rather than actually go into a spaceship. So if you look here, this simulation gives you everything that space has to offer for us. Now, at the left top of your screen, you should see Take a Tour. You click that button and it moves the entire screen for you. Now, as you can see, it starts from our sun, which is our home star. Then it takes us back and they show us the different planets, and they tend to give us lots of really fun facts. And I'm not moving anything. This is the computer doing everything for me. And after the tour, you can feel free to adjust and, explore for yourself. So if you watch, it's going back and it's showing you everything that they have to offer: different stars, planets, constellations. Now, there to your right, there is a little bar with a dash. Now you can click onto there and adjust to suit how far or how close you like to go. Let's stop here. So I can go up and I will zoom in to the sun, or I can come down and see all the different stars and constellations. And this is what our galaxy looks like from afar. Isn't it beautiful? You can feel free to click the link in the chat and explore. You can also maneuver with your keypad or spacebar and zoom in, zoom out, get any information that you would like to know. So let's see.
A quick one, Swasti, right? Just to compare with Radio Garden now, because I want them to be aware of the simulation controls, right? So the controls here, what do you think is the difference now between Radio and Garden? So on your right-hand side, you have a scroll bar that is zoom in, right? That's what that is doing. Right? So you'll observe this, right? So if you would have seen a bar like that in a simulation, so you never see the simulation in your life, but you see a bar like that, the bar will do something. Go drag it up down and see what it is doing. So that's one control button here. What else you have control? You can click and scroll around just like in Radio Garden, not so?
Now, one thing to add to the presentation here is that if you would have noticed, I clicked onto one of these stars. So we have Sirius, which is a star, and when you click on it, you tend to get a lot of information based on the star, and it's really, really cool. You can expand your knowledge on the universe.
All right, so that's for those of you who are really, really, or even all of us who are interested in just space on the whole. This was a really nice simulation that shows us our galaxy, right? These different stars, the constellations, that kind of thing, right? I know we are cutting it close to time, but I want you guys to actually take a minute or two and go and interact with this particular simulation at this moment. Yeah, just so that you can have a feel of it, just so that you could understand how it works. And as Mr. Ramdas mentioned in the video, I know you haven't met Mr. Ramdas yet, you'll meet him in just a bit. As he mentioned in the video, the point of simulations really is just to give like a real world and real time example, a replica actually of something that's there already, right? They are different. No, you can never do anything wrong on a simulation because that's what it's there for, learning purposes, right? You're going to find a lot of buttons. Click on the different buttons, see what it does. You'll see question marks. Click on the question marks, get some information, you know, interact with the interface on your own and see what every button does because that's the point of a simulation. That's the point of learning something new, right? So you guys could take a couple minutes or just a minute or two before we wrap up and go into the touring space. Yeah? Come back, tell me the different stars that you interacted with, tidbits about the particular star. I know Swasti went into the Sirius star. Yeah. Find a different star. You know, interact with it on your own and tell me what you saw when you did that. The link is there in the chat. Yeah, I think everybody is busy with touring space, going into space without actually going into space. Nice, Kamaya, thank you. All right. So it's really important for us to also remember that simulations are very, very useful. They help with skills development. They help with it's a form of stress management, relaxation, that kind of thing. Like, you know, listening to the different radio stations or even the same touring space. There's a whole bunch of simulations available online on the website that I will share with you guys in just a bit. There is a bunch of simulations there as well that you guys could interact and have fun with and explore, right? Um, the very awesome thing about simulations is that they let us imagine, experiment, gain knowledge in a hands-on kind of way without leaving the comfort of our home, right? So if ever you want to learn about something new or excited, simulation is like a great tool that could help you do that. Yeah, help you do that, or even share it with your friends, share it with your family, show your kids it. You know, I mean, if you had fun with it, I could imagine how much fun other persons will have with it as well, right? Now, I know Mr. Ramdas is here with us, and it's 5 minutes to Mr. Ramdas, you wanna come and just, you know.
Get my camera. Okay. Hi, good evening, everyone. Fantastic job there, Priya. I came in late. I just saw the last part of it, but congratulations. My name is Raj Ramdas. I'm a director and one of the co-founders here at RSC. Not here to give a speech, but just to tell you all, or you know, to let you all know how excited we are that you are becoming part of the team. I know Priya would have done a whole bunch of stuff in terms of saying, hey, join the portal. You don't like absolutely have to, but when you join that portal, you'll have access to so much more information. And all I would like to tell you all is RSC is not like a course. Like if you're joining the portal, you'll see like different levels, level 1, level 2, level 3, and different activities. This is like introduction. It's 10 sessions, and you will not like all the 10 sessions. You will not like everything in all the 10 sessions, but this is like a buffet that's gonna allow you to experience AI, cybersecurity, simulations, and a whole bunch of stuff And then after the 10 sessions, you can now decide which areas, really, apply to you and then become part of our community. We have clubs. We have clubs right now and activities in 11 countries in the Caribbean, and we're continuing to grow and expand. And today I'm seeing like probably about 80 students. We've run classes with 200 and 300 students. So you can feel free to share this with your friends, with your family, because the sessions are basically independent. So if you miss session 1, you could come into session 2 and totally catch up. Where you'll have a problem is if you come in late. So I know Priya, she's too nice to tell you some of the things I'm going to tell you here now. But number one, people sometimes come in class late and then they want the teachers to rerun or recap for them. I can tell you from now, I'm sorry, we don't do that. If you come in late and you're lost, you got to look at the replay, or you got to maybe join another class that has the same thing. Like this same class gonna be running next week, I think Friday or something. We have these sessions running often. The second thing is, shall I call you too much to probably tell you all some of this too, but we will remove people who are not in here with the correct name. Class 1, we like real friendly and lenient. But from class 2 onwards, if you are not here with your full name, you will be marked absent. So you gotta, just fix that. There's no big deal. And the reason for that is our whole backend system is automated. So if you come in here as Raj, the system will not know it's Raj Ramdas. So Raj Ramdas will be marked absent. But that's only two little things. The last quick point before I hand over back to Priya is we have a huge support system. So even though your class is going to be on a Monday, by the time week 2, week 3, when you join the portal and you join the communication system, during the week while you are doing stuff, you can ask for help and you will get help, right? She'll explain, and whoever's teaching next week will explain more about that. Lots of support this evening. I think we have Shastri here. Shastri, thanks for coming in. We have Surin. Hey, Surin, thanks for coming in. And we have like hundreds of volunteers. And I know some of you look Shastri there, man. Hey, Shastri, look Surin there, man. And as you and look at these people and some fine little children. That's Surin. Surin is Form 3 now, Surin, or you're big now, you're in Form 4?
Form 4.
Form 4, right? And there's Shastri, only Shunri up, Shunri will drop his camera. And these are people who would have joined sessions just like you, and you have a whole bunch of them. And they come and they support. And I'm really hoping some of you all become part of the RSC family and support. And then join us in projects, lots of projects, fun, real hands-on projects. So I know I talked too much already, Priya. I just want to say thank you all for joining. And as I hand you over back to Priya, huge shout out to GAMA from St. Lucia, Gilbert Jefrancois, Angelique and Angelina Jefrancois. And they I don't know if it's your name. And they are a powerhouse team in St. Lucia. They're a powerful part of the church they belong to. They do a lot of good stuff for humanity. I just want to say a huge thank you to that team from St. Lucia there, and they've touched lives throughout the Caribbean. So I think they're probably still here. I'm not sure. So Priya, let me just hand it over back to you. Thank you for giving me a few minutes here to just say a quick hi. And we are here to support. So welcome to the RSC family. Back to you, Priya.
No problem. Thank you, Mr. Ramdas. Now, guys, we are at the 8 o'clock mark, and I just want to say, as Mr. Ramdas said, thank you so much for joining us today. I'm seeing a few messages in the chat saying that they enjoyed today's sessions. And like Mr. Ramdas mentioned, you may not enjoy all of the 10 sessions. You may not enjoy everything in the 10 sessions. You may not understand everything the first time around, but we do have replay videos that will be shared on this particular website, and I'm sharing it on the Zoom chat here now, and I will send it across on the WhatsApp chat as well, right? On your own time, you can click on this particular website and you will see the different sessions. So let me just do it now real quick so that everybody could just see. Yeah, this is what it looks.
What about before we sign up? What about going back to the portal?
Yeah,
To
all that
Yes, thank you. I
information,
was just going to do
all
that.
that information is here as well on this website, right? So if you scroll back down here, you'll see the link for the portal right here. just at the bottom of the homepage. So you can do that as well on your own time. Like Mr. Ramdas mentioned, you don't have to do it if you not really don't want to do it. But once you do, you'll have a whole set of access to a bunch of other stuff. Right? Now, today's session was
Talking about
simulations.
the registration.
Yeah, that's the same link right here.
Okay.
Right? We did simulations today. So under the option for session, if you come to simulation, you will see that we will have the replay posting very soon, but you will also see the bunch of different activities that we did today and a whole lot more. All right, so this website or this microsite, notice board, however you want to call it, will be your essential one-stop shop for everything with regards to this GAMA RSC classes, right? Now, any other information that we have to share, we will share it on the WhatsApp chat as well. I do look forward to seeing all of you again and more next week session, right? I hope you guys had fun today. I really do appreciate everybody giving me your attention. Remember the signing up on the portal is optional, right? So once we end this meeting, hopefully by maybe tomorrow, which is Tuesday or Wednesday, we will have this replay up for you guys to look at and review the material afterwards. All right, so I'm just going to take up more of your time. I do hope you enjoy the rest of your evening, do enjoy the rest of your night, and I will see you all next week.